Chris, when we spoke to Sheldon Keefe this morning in this very room, he made it sound like it was doubtful Auston Matthews was going to play in Game 7. What's the latest?
Well, the news got a lot better for the Leafs between that press conference this morning and the puck drop on Game 7 tonight, because the expectation is that Auston Matthews will play for the Leafs, returning after missing the last 2 games. Obviously, his teammates were able to win 2 without him to keep their season alive. And, ultimately, Matthews was dealing with something fairly significant to have to miss those games, potential elimination games for his team. He was cleared by doctors and ultimately made the decision himself that he felt comfortable enough to go. And so I do expect when warm-ups start here shortly that we'll be seeing him on the ice, making a dramatic night even more dramatic.
Yeah, so good news on Matthews. You mentioned the drama. All of a sudden, there's some concern about Joseph Woll. This series kind of turned when Woll replaced Ilya Samsonov between the pipes for Game 5. What are you hearing when it comes to Woll?
Well, what I can tell you on Woll is there was a play at the end of Game 6 in Toronto where he had to sort of stretch out to make a save, and there's some thought that he was possibly injured on that play. Now, he did take the starter's net at the morning skate, did what I would call a typical routine, at least to my eyes, of what he would do, so there wasn't any hint necessarily at that point that he wouldn't play. But it's pretty notable that Martin Jones, who's the Leafs' third goaltender, arrived with Ilya Samsonov and Joseph Woll on the same team bus to TD Garden tonight, which suggests at least the possibility that all or any of those 3 could be dressed for the game. And ultimately, if Woll is unable to go, the job would fall to Ilya Samsonov, who hasn't played for a week in this series. He played the first 4 games for the Maple Leafs. Joseph Woll had a great run, only allowing 2 goals in the 7 periods he played in the series. But, right now there is some question about whether he's going to be healthy enough to play Game 7.
So many twists and turns in this series. Here's what we know for sure. Bobby McMann is not going to play in this game. He got injured late in the regular season, but he did skate this morning, and Sheldon Keefe says McMann isn't far away from returning.